The number one thing that is threatening your health and well-being is not disease, but ignorance. So let's define this word ignorance. Ignorance is the lack of knowing, the lack of awareness. So what kind of ignorance could be threatening your health and well-being? It would be the ignorance of your body. Okay, your ignorance of your body's literacy, its language, its signals, its symptoms, all of those things, right? The ignorance to that language, to your body's language, is threatening your health and well-being more than the disease. So we are not taught to tap into the body literacy part of that. We are taught to stay ignorant to that by society, right? And what's the definition of society? Is a system that normalizes averages. So we have given up our right as to listen to our body's literacy, to listen to this outside noise of society that tells us what it is that we are experiencing and how we should be treated for it. So right now, society is blanketing everyone that has any kind of symptoms of any kind of between 40 and 60, anyone between 40 and 60, they are having this law of average, right? Is that most of those women are having perimenopause symptoms, and they can range from all sorts of things to itchy ears and brittle nails, all those things, right? So they have blanketed this with all of the women between 40 and 60 are now experiencing perimenopause. Okay, this is what society has told us. This system, the fitness system has told us, medical system has told us, all of these systems, the systems of average have told us that women between 40 and 60 are now experiencing perimenopause because of these various things. But what is your body literacy telling you about what you are experiencing and what it is that society says that it is? So I was 48 and I went into the doctor and I was having night sweats, hot flashes. I couldn't sleep through the night. I had put on 20 pounds overnight and I was having a current urinary tract infection every month for 8 months. And I said to her, do you think that this could be hormone related? And she said, it can. She said, it absolutely is hormone related. She says, I don't even need to run any blood work. Just your age tells me that it's a hormone. I said, okay, great. Can I have medicine to fix what's happening? And she said, you need an antidepressant. And I thought, that's what I need? And she said, yeah. She says, you're having an issue with your body going through this natural phase. And I thought, I'm having an emotional issue with my body? I'm like, that didn't make sense to me. I'm like, I'm asking you why I am experiencing this bladder infection of every month for 8 months. And why I have to be on an antibiotic every single time it happens. Okay, but you're telling me that I'm having an emotional problem, right? So this is the importance of body literacy, because you can fight that ignorance that is on you, okay? So again, I took that information, I said, great, if this is hormone related, it does make sense, right? I'm gonna go to the doctor, the next doctor, and I'm gonna get blood work done. And I did get blood work done, and they told me that it was, in fact, hormone related, and that most women between 40 and 60 are experiencing this, and that this is my dose. Great. Well, I went on my dose, and a lot of things were managed. My night sweats were being managed, and like hot flashes during the day were being managed, and I was sleeping much better. Okay. But I still couldn't understand why I couldn't get the 20 pounds off, or why my bladder still wouldn't work. And I just kept pushing this, I don't understand why I'm not feeling good. So I'm like, all right, so if I want to lose 20 pounds, society tells me, right, the system of fitness, right, the fitness of dieting, the fitness of nutrition, well, bad nutrition, fitness of dieting, fitness, like that kind of system tells me in order for me to have results in the weight loss that I needed to be, right, in this system of women between 40 and 60, I needed to be cutting my carbohydrates, and I needed to be working out more, eating less, right? I needed to be in like a controlled macro count. I needed to be looking at my calories. I needed to be doing those kinds of things. But my body literacy was telling me the opposite. I felt like the more I tried to fit into those things, the more my body was like, this doesn't feel right. Like, why are you still having so much chronic fatigue if you're sleeping better? And now you're even, like, you have your macros and everything right down to the gram. Like, what is happening? So, like, this is where the body literacy part didn't match up again for me. So as I started to tap into more body literacy and, in just decreasing the ignorance and the noise that was given to me by society that told me that because I was between 40 and 60, that this is what I had to accept as my life, is that, you cannot eat carbohydrates, you have got to be on a diet, you have to be doing all of these things to protect your health and wellness. And this was, it wasn't adding up. So, at that time, it was a year and a half ago, and I still had 20 pounds on. My bladder was doing much better because the doctor would listen to me at that. I was on progesterone, testosterone, progesterone, all of that, all within perfect range with my blood work. And I was still feeling very fatigued, and I still had the 20 pounds to lose. And I was like, I still did not understand if this was hormone related. Why wasn't this working? Why wasn't this system working for me? I was cutting all of my carbs. I was doing everything. So as I figured, if I got my hormone part all situated, right? If it's hormone related, then everything should be normal. So I started to separate everything, and I just started to focus just on body literacy. And the part I started to focus on, number one, again, was why wasn't my body losing weight even though I felt like I was doing all of the right things? That was the first thing I had to tap into. And that why was it so fatigued? I was exercising to gain more energy, yet I felt worse the more that I did it. Again, I had to read my body on why were these two things not working for me. And I felt like at one point I just stopped everything, and I was like, nope, I'm not doing anything. And I started all over again. Again, we're taught, like, by society that, or this blanket of averages, and the system, this fitness system is that according to, to get a result, you have to do X, Y, and Z. And that is the problem. And so when I started to tap into my body literacy and fitness, these are the things that started to change. Number one, I started to eliminate my processed proteins, all of my protein shakes, my whey protein, all that kind of stuff. I just eliminated it. And my body started to respond differently. And so when you have a response, this is how you increase your body literacy. I started to incorporate more and more carbohydrates, and my energy started to increase. I started to decrease the amount of cardio that I was doing. I started to decrease the amount of explosive movements I was doing at 50 years old. I eliminated all of my running and anything that was causing internal stress and inflammation on my body, because my body was alerting me that system, that society system, was not working. So as I started to unplug more and more from the society systems, and I started to plug in more into my body literacy, I started to get better and better results. So as I started to get better and better results, I also had a discussion with my doctor, and I said, I'm starting to get better results as I continue to listen to my body literacy and handle these things one by one. And I would like to see if I could start to minimize the hormones that I take, right? This was another big thing. I'm thinking if this was hormone related and I'm starting to handle that, then I should probably need less hormones, right, for my body to be able to adapt. Because again, in the system, you're just in the range between 40 and 60 years old, and maybe even between a certain weight, okay? They're even, using this narrative of hormone optimization right now. And again, that is only going to be on the new set of a system, which is going to be the new set of normal average, okay? Which is the new average of hormone optimization is going to be what they've just learned about how they've probably medicated most of the women for the past 10 years. So now they're going to call it hormone optimization. But the one thing that hormone optimization is still not going to teach you is the body literacy that you need to learn. So when I had the conversation about my doctor, because I thought same thing, I need to optimize some of the hormones that my body is using. And how much do I even need? Because I never took any hormones before, so why would I need this level right now? So I said, can I start to come off? Sure. What are some symptoms that I should be looking for? Well, the one big symptom that you should be looking for is a fiery inferno type of a hot flash. And I thought, well, that's some good body literacy that I should probably be aware of, rather than just, taking these medications for all these symptoms. So anyway, I started to titrate myself down from from all of the medications. I just slowly came down. They shared with me how to do it. I checked in, through my portal. They worked with me. How do you titrate down? And this is what I did. And my doctors helped me titrate down from my hormones to what I felt in my body would be the hormone optimization for myself. And what I actually found was that my body didn't need any more of the hormones it was taking, because it had regulated itself, because I'd handled the things like putting carbohydrates back in my diet, managing my movements in a way that was not creating inflammation in my body, right? Because all of the systems are working together. It's not just one big, blanket thing. So as I started to come off, I was like, wow, okay, I do not need as many of the hormones or any of the medications that I thought that I did. And the hormone optimization for me is going to be very different than the hormone optimization for you. And that is the truth about anything that has to do with your health and wellness. It has to do with what works for you, what is your body awareness, what is the literacy of your body, and what is your awareness of what it is telling you. Now, if you've been over here for a while, or you've been following me, then you know that it has always been my mission is to create body literacy, to create an awareness in your body. Because if you can create that awareness, that inner attachment to what is happening to you, and that you can shut off that noise to the society that's telling you that you're doing something wrong, or that there's some other way that you need to be doing it, then my mission has always been to follow your body literacy. That is how you get any kind of result. We have to use all of the information that we get to increase the body literacy that we have, to invoke that healing that our body can do, right? So we have to take the information that the food is giving us, and we have to understand what it is that's telling us. Is it creating inflammation in our body? And I'm not talking about gut health, or I'm not just talking about an allergy to a certain medicine or certain food. I am talking about overall wellness, right? Are you moving in the right ways that feel right for your body? Do you know how to tap into your body literacy? Have you been taught that only by dieting is the only way to actually get results, by taking away things, rather than learning like what it is that your body is missing? Why is it screaming out? Why is it causing inflammation? What is the body literacy of where you are right now, and what is it trying to tell you? Because what we cannot give up is that the society knows better than we do, but we don't. Because if we get into this law of society and falling into the trap of their averages, this is where our body will really start to cause inflammation, and it will start to fight back. And it's time that we listen up.